Travis Kelce's ex, Kayla Nicole, resurfaces as a blonde to compete with Taylor Swift and try to win him back. Kayla Nicole is making a comeback, and she's doing it with style. The sports presenter, who was in a long-term on-again, off-again relationship with Travis Kelce, has been in the spotlight since Kelce's romance with pop superstar Taylor Swift became public. Despite the attention and comparisons to Swift, Nicole has remained quiet. However, she recently made a statement by sharing her New Year's celebrations on Instagram, revealing her new blonde locks and captioning the snapshots with, "Brought in the New Year blonde, filled with laughter, caviar bumps and champagne. 2024. You cute already." Amidst this public attention, there have been ongoing discussions about Kelce's personal life, particularly his relationship with Taylor Swift. The situation has made it challenging for Nicole to avoid being drawn into the spotlight. In response to Kelce's new relationship, Nicole unfollowed Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes and his wife, Brittany Mahomes. She clarified that while she didn't want to be involved in Kelce's public relationship with Swift, she felt the need to address the Mahomes situation due to their real-life connections. She remains friends with Brittany Mahomes. In an interview with Nat FL in October, Nicole expressed her feelings about the situation. "The reality is I know these people in real life. And so, in real life, I've communicated to these people why I've had to publicly make the decisions that I made." She also emphasized her love for Brittany Mahomes, indicating that their friendship remains important to her. Nicole's relationship with Brittany developed while their significant others played together for the Kansas City Chiefs. Despite the changes in dynamics, Nicole expressed that the love is still present but acknowledged the need to prioritize her mental health in the current circumstances. The ongoing public scrutiny and comparisons have not deterred Nicole from embracing her own journey and celebrating new beginnings. Her decision to share her New Year's moments signifies a positive step forward, focusing on joy and self-expression. Taylor Swift is an unstoppable force. The queen of pop, the best storyteller of our time, a calculating artist and a polarizing celebrity. Whether you love her or hate her, you know her. On November 1, 2022, Swift announced her Eras Tour 53 shows played in stadiums across the United States. The tour since then has expanded to include 78 international dates. Swifties rejoiced, ecstatic to see the artist, who hasn't been on the road since her 2018 Reputation tour. But Swift did not waste time or go dark during those 5 years. She gifted fans with 4 studio albums and re-recorded 3 of her earlier works, which include tracks from the vault. Taylor Swift fans battled hour-long lines and incessant technical difficulties trying to get tickets to the tour of the year. To reduce scalping, Ticketmaster verified a set number of fans for an exclusive pre-sale. Over 2 million tickets were sold. But because they went into the hands of fans, resale tickets are in limited supply and in sharp demand. A spin through 3 Spotify metrics: acousticness, emotion and danceability shows an artist who has produced songs across the musical spectrum. In her commencement speech to 2022 New York University graduates, she remarked, "As a songwriter, I have never been able to sit still or stay in one creative place too long. In the process I've switched genres from country to pop to alternative to folk. Songs where the writers and editors disagree with Spotify's metrics are purely subjective and by no means fuel for a flame war. Songs that score high in this metric are primarily backed by acoustic rather than electronic instruments." Swift revealed at the Nashville Songwriter Awards that she sorts her songs into 3 lyrical genres based on the tool she imagines writing the song with: a quill, a fountain pen or a glitter gel pen. A high score on acoustics is a quintessential quill pen song. In an Apple playlist she curated, she intros, "Quill pen songs are songs with lyrics that make you feel all old-fashioned. Like you're a 19th century poet crafting your next sonnet by candlelight." 2 recent albums, Folklore and Evermore, are prime examples. Taylor traded in the sparkle featured in Lover and 1989 for cardigans and cottagecore. Swift's confessional storytelling built her a loyal kingdom of fans. Here, Spotify ranks the emotions of a song. Emotionally negative songs score low while happy tracks float to the top. Taylor's diaristic songs attract myriad people. From the teenager facing heartbreak in high school, 15, to the person moving to a new city, welcome to New York. Many of these songs touch on fountain pen lyrics, which Taylor describes as modern, personal stories written like poetry. Those moments you remember all too well where you can see, hear and feel everything in screaming detail. You listen to Enchanted and feel like you are on cloud 9. But then put on Soon You'll Get Better, which ranks happier, and it makes you want to cry. Sometimes even Taylor's angry songs sound carefree. This is where Swift thrives, maximalist pop played on every radio station, so catchy you can't touch that dial. Swift started as a country singer in Nashville, with cowboy boots and twangy hits, but even Love Story doesn't miss a beat. By 1989 she had what many would describe as a pop album. Just like the pizzazz of these tracks, these songs scream like they were written in glitter gel pen. Frivolous, carefree, bouncy, syncopated perfectly to the beat. Glitter gel pen lyrics don't care if you don't take them seriously because they don't take themselves seriously, says Who on Earth is dancing to Clean and not Shake It Off. Taylor Swift's stardom has propelled her to the top of the Billboard charts. She's landed 212 songs on the Billboard Hot 100, placing second ever behind Drake. With songs from her album Midnights, she became the first ever artist to occupy the entire top 10 on Billboard Hot 100. With Speak Now, Taylor's version, she became the first ever woman with 11 number 1 albums on the Billboard 200. As the US tour comes to a close and the international tour begins, Pollstar estimates that the tour will be the highest grossing on record. Elton John holds the current record at $939.1 million. Swift is expected to wind up with around $1.4 billion, the first ever tour to break into the billions. Whether you're a fan of Taylor Swift or not, it's hard to deny the cultural and financial juggernaut the pop superstar has become this year. Her album Midnights, released in late 2022, was the year's top seller at 1.8 million copies, twice that of the second biggest by Harry Styles. Her latest, Speak Now, Taylor's version, debuted in July at number 1, giving Swift her 12th in the top spot, surpassing Barbra Streisand for the most number 1 albums by a woman artist. Swift's 131-date Eras World Tour, currently packing stadiums across the US, is on track to be the highest-grossing concert tour of all time, at $1.4 billion, when it ends next year. Analysts estimate the tour will also have a total economic impact from tour-related spending of $5 billion on host cities. Even the Federal Reserve noted the effect her tour is having on regional economies. To better understand the Swift phenomenon, the Gazette asked some Harvard and Berklee College of Music faculty to assess her artistry, fan base, the tour's economic impact, and her place in the industry. Interviews have been edited for clarity and length. She has a terrific ear in terms of how words fit together. She has a sense both of writing songs that convey a feeling that can make you imagine this is the songwriter's own feelings, like in We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, and a way of telling stories and creating characters. She can write songs that take place at one moment, and she can write songs where the success of verses give you a series of events, like in Betty or 15. She has a lot of different gifts as a songwriter, both at the macro level, how the song tells a story or presents an attitude, and at the micro level, how the vowels and consonants fit together, and she's able to exercise that range, along with quite a lot of melodic gifts, and in a way that does not make her seem highbrow or alienate potential audience members. I would not be surprised to discover that her body of songwriting altogether had a larger number of words than any body of comparable hit songs by a comparable songwriter, except for someone like Bob Dylan. One of the things that's really remarkable for me about her is that harmonically, she's not usually that interesting. It's pretty normal pop chord progressions and pretty standard varieties of pop arrangement. Her great genius and her innovations and her brilliance as a songwriter is melodic and verbal. And, of course, she's also very good at singing, which is not to be sneezed at. But she's able to do that within the fairly tight constraints of existing, easily recognizable chord progressions and rhythmic setups.